guys, it's Sam here. This is my first ever video. I'm trying to do this. Um, so, as the title of the video says, the school kicked out my service dog. There's a reason for this. Okay, so they said he was aggressive and he was out of control. That is not what happened at all. Now, they gave us a paper. I don't know where that exact paper is, but it has four instances on it. But I have the 4 instances right here on this paper. So I'm gonna read to you guys the 4 instances and explain to you which one, like what happened and how we got control of it. Okay, so the first instance says handler SS, which is my first name and my last name, came into counselor's office. Now, I've never been to a junior high or a middle school, and this was on a Wednesday, and I started school on that Monday, okay? It says, handler SS came into counselor's office with dog, and the animal had gotten aggressive and started barking at another student who said he was looking at the dog. Okay, so I know that sounds like really bad, but that's not what happened. Like this school, my dog is the first ever service dog that has ever gotten to this school, and my service dog's name is Peanut, and he's a German Shepherd. He's 1 year old. For the part that says the animal had gotten aggressive, no. So I was abused. Like I've had some trauma in my life, and men scare me. It's just men scare me. And the counselor that I had was a male, and so I had a male right in front of me and then a male student on the side of me, like right outside the door. And my dog is trained to pull me out of situations that are stressful and raise my anxiety. And so I went to the counselor's office because I got called down, and because we were changing my classes up, and my anxiety got high because it's a male. Yeah, and my dog literally, I put him down, like into a down, and he stayed there. Okay, and he got up and he alerted me, like he pawed my leg, and then he nudged my leg, and I wasn't listening to his alert. I wasn't paying attention to his alert, and so and I go into catatonic states sometimes, and so I went and so he pawed my leg. I'm just like, okay, whatever, and then the kid appeared, and remind you, the counselor's waiting office, like area, was empty. It could have waited. The kid could have waited in any of the chairs, and he decided that he was gonna sit where he could see the dog. Okay, there's a dog at school. Okay, cool, whatever. And my dog didn't give one crap about him. And my dog does auditory alerts like barking or whining to alert to a panic attack or an anxiety attack. And I ignored his first two alerts, so he is. Oh, ignore this, it's a scab. And so he is trained to bark, and since I ignored his first two alerts, he barked at me. So, and he was just looking at the student, and he tried to like pull me out of the classroom, like out of the counselor's office, because that is what he is trained to do. And so that's what he did, is he stood up and he tried to pull me out. I pulled him back. Like, I didn't pull him back, I kind of like let him back, and I'm like, Peanut, sit. And so he saw that, okay, it's cool, whatever, let's not do that. And he was just facing the student was just there, okay, looking at the dog, as I said. And it says, dog barked 5 times before calming down. That's not what happened. He just barked to an alert, okay? And I, like, my hands, like, they close and they clench whenever my anxiety goes high. And so I pet the dog to like kind of keep me calm and so I don't get my anxiety. And I told them that and they didn't listen. Like I told them that is what happened at the meeting and the at a meeting that we had with them, and they're like, no, that's not what happened. It's like, yes, it did. You don't know my dog. Leave my dog alone. And so number two, it was on Tuesday this happened. So my first day of school was on Monday. Tuesday is when this happened, and then Wednesday is when the first instance happened. So this was like out of order. Like, okay. Um. So number two, dog chased a football outside and ran abruptly, causing rope burns on another student. Now, there's more to this. So what happened is I'm not really familiar with a lot of leashes or whatever, and I had a retractable on him because I was outside in like the field so he could go potty, and like just the leash I had on him didn't give him enough room to roam, and so I brought a retractable, and like I didn't do any research on the retractable leashes at first, and so like the leash, like the handle got chewed on by one of our other dogs, and it broke at lunch. Like the handle broke. Um, and my dog has a good recall. Um, but he's a dog, and he was like he was still working, but he was off duty, and I was cool, okay. And so he went and he grabbed the football, and he had a vest on, and he has a green leash attached to the vest. Plus, he has a like a prong collar on him, and so like, and I didn't lock the retractable, so like when the retractable handle broke, it swiveled up. So I know for a fact there was not a kid who got a rope burn on him, because the kids know don't touch the dog, like especially with not asking. And literally, I caught my dog, like I walked up to him and I grabbed him in less than 5 minutes, and none of the kids were scared of him because one of the kids walked up to him and literally grabbed the football out of his mouth. Okay. And it says this student was trying to catch the service dog as it was running away, and the rope slipped through his hands. Occurred at lunchtime. Exactly what I just explained. So it happened at lunchtime. We were outside, and my dog, I've met his parents before, and like his parents have like ran away, and like I have one of my sister's dogs just runs off as a game, and it's like it scares me. So when that happened, I'm just like nerve wracking. So I now take him to school with a regular collar on, with a leash on it, and then a prong collar with like a long traffic leash on it, and then I have his vest with the leash on that. Plus, I have another leash in my backpack that I always take to school with me. So I have like 4 leashes, okay, and like 3 things on his body. So like I'm prepared. So and like all of these, like for number one, I didn't even have to take any control because he did an alert, which technically either if like a school can ask what if the dog is a service dog, and if like what work he does, like psychiatric, medical, or like what task. And I don't like to name all of his tasks because he's still learning tasks, and I'm still learning tasks and things about my disability. So I don't know what ways he's gonna respond to some things. And so like the whole dog barking thing, he is trained to bark for an alert. So I didn't even have to tell them that, and they made a big deal about, oh, the dog is barking. You didn't tell us we needed to bark. I don't have to. That's it. I don't have to. Number 3. According to a teacher, they witnessed the dog started barking in class and being disruptive. Okay, so this happened on Thursday. That same week. So like my school has A Day, B Day, and it was a history first hour, and I didn't realize my anxiety was going up because like sometimes I don't feel it, and sometimes I do, and sometimes he'll alert and sometimes he won't. And this time I had him under like the desk, and like I don't trust my history teacher, I just don't. And so I had him under the desk, and she swears that I never put him under the desk. Trust me, I do. I have proof of that too. um and so like sometimes I don't have him out of the desk, out from under the desk. So he was under, and I was like trying to figure out what we were working on because I was behind because I started school late. Um, and literally he started barking. He like barked once or twice, and I gave him a treat. I told him good boy. I got up and I went and I asked the teacher to leave the room. And like every time I have an anxiety attack or peanut alerts, I have to call my mom and be like, "Hey, this is what happened. This is why he alerted, I believe." We have to like write down all my triggers and everything. And because I'm still trying to figure it out. And so is my mom, and because I'm only 15, okay? So like I don't think it was my history teacher who said it. I think it was the one right next to her class, because I sat, when I went into the hallway, I sat like right by his door, but like across the hallway so he could see me. And I had Peanut doing an over. And it says, the dog barked 3 times before the owner handler asked permission to leave the room. After leaving the room, the student was sitting in the hall talking on her phone. Yes, I was talking on my phone. I was talking on the phone with my mom, telling her what happened. Number 4. My dog is trained to go get help. I was having a bad day, and like it's just sometimes I have a bad day, okay? It's whatever. And my dog is trained to go get help. And yeah, my sister was there with me, but like sometimes I don't really. Sometimes I need more help than my sister. And it says, according to a teacher and a counselor, yes, the counselor was in the room talking with my teacher. I don't know why, don't care. They witnessed the dog play biting another peer in the handler's classroom. Now, the girl that says the dog was biting her arm or whatever, I'm not going to say her name. We're going to call her Paige, though. So, me and Paige are friends. I have her on Snapchat, and so, no. He wasn't biting her, and she knows it, and I know it. And so, no way in heck is that true. It wasn't play biting. He was getting help because I needed more help than my sister could help me with. It says the peer started to play with the service animal, and the dog began biting her arm. He was trying to pull her to me because she was like, "At least, so here's me, and here's like her." So he walked, like, and I still had a hold of his leash, and he walked over, didn't pull me nothing, grabbed a hold of her arm, trying to pull her over to me, and she wasn't paying attention, like on what he wanted. It says after the dog stopped play biting the play biting arm of the student, the dog then repeatedly tried to crawl across the handler to continue the play biting. She didn't listen to my dog about coming to help me, so he went back over. Didn't crawl over me. He was literally, here's me. He was on the side of me. Here's the girl. Okay? So he didn't even crawl over me. And when I noticed that was what he was trying to do, I called him over to me. I had Paige come over to me, and yeah, and I explained, and she's like, okay. And like this paper that they handed me, yeah, like it wasn't dated or nothing, so I don't know when they started to write down these things, but none of these was in the same order. So like number 1 happened on Wednesday, number 2 happened on Tuesday, number 3 happened on Thursday, and number 4 happened on Thursday. So I don't know why these are out of order, but it is. And there was no date on the paper, and like I literally So they kicked him out because of it. Like, and I guess they can't permanently kick a service dog out of a school or any place for permanently. So it was only like exemption from it, and he's able to go back to school with me. So yeah, that's the story time on that.